right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Symphogear, Season 2, Episode 5. The spies are among us. But they revealed themselves.
They revealed themselves, right, right. So there's going to be a challenge issued.
Indeed.
Chris just made a fantastic performance as well.
She did. It was excellent. And it was a great way to showcase that she has made a lot of friends and stuff. Outside even of the, cadre of Symphogear users. But now these two challengers, are they meaning to just, throw hands in front of the whole culture festival? Or are they meaning,
they have nothing to lose if they do that.
Right. Or
if anything, they could hold the entire group hostage here.
That's true. That would be a much more technically and tactically sound idea than what I want it to be, which is music competition. Who can sing better?
I think also that makes more sense because their characters are ones that don't seem to be wanton murderers in that regard.
Sure.
And they're wanting to go for a much more lofty goal.
Right.
Than just brutish stuff like that.
They're wanting to protect their friend.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So having something where maybe they can understand a little bit of what they don't have that these girls do have as friends. I mean, we called earlier that they're gonna knock the shit out of these girls. Yep. So
if they
gotta start somewhere.
So I think I incorrectly assumed in the previous episode's discussion or whatever that they would be you have to give us your crystal Symphogear or something like that. But if they did draw up stakes for a culture festival competition, what do you think the crew would ask for of them if they won?
Pizza.
Yeah? Yeah. That'd be a fun one.
Just a pizza date.
Or enjoy the culture festival with us,
Well, no, a pizza date would be that.
Yeah,
you'd go out together and be let's try and understand each other.
Right, yeah. Exactly.
What's your deal?
Hold hands and all that.
Yeah, exactly. But y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, then come back here for the discussion. All right.
Oh boy.
Okay. So Hibiki has lost an arm, and I actually am really excited about this.
Me
because,
too.
This is a consequence that is a bit random and arbitrary, but specifically focused in a way that could damage permanently our main character.
And I can just imagine what it's going to be like when Hibiki goes back to see Miku, and it's hi, Miku. Yeah. And one of the things that I gotta say, because like you said, right, it kind of came out of nowhere, we
have a random noise
we have a random noise
webs the other two because
with white gooey stuff. Yeah.
But not even that, just the idea that they can just arbitrarily
just CC'd like that. Yeah. It is very much another, hey, we're going to have noise do some bullshit thing that doesn't make sense and kind of makes the other two feel less cool because just a random noise is enough to CC them, no problem.
Right.
But what I really like about this in comparison to the previous times that's kind of been a pattern this season is that it leads to something very exciting happening, right? With not just noise comes up and so we have to reset the status quo. No, this is a permanent progression. I mean, assumedly permanent. This is Symphogear. We could get her arm back maybe somehow, right? But
I mean, I already have a theory for that.
Oh yeah. But as of right now, we have had a permanent development in a very serious and potentially terrifying direction because it's always been the thing of oh no, these girls are super cool and they sing and they defeat monsters and fight evil and it's
Nothing
great.
Can stop them.
Yeah, exactly. Even if the night is darkest just before the dawn, it's just so that we can have a super awesome hype power up moment where they hold hands and destroy the enemy, right?
Yep.
But this,
I have some ideas. I like that this episode basically focused on why are the girls, the two new girls, Kiraka and Shirabe.
Yep.
Why are they fighting? And while it's to protect Maria, right? There's an event that happened before this that kickstarted a lot of their reasons to fight, and we have really seen a bit of this before, but now we know. Oh, okay.
Got the full picture.
We got the full picture. It's tied to the Americans and FIS. It's a setup of where we had an unawakened relic that once awakened turned into a Nephilim.
Well, yeah, we have some potential disagreements on that one, but yes, we have a relic that was awakened without the use of a song, right? And then went crazy.
And became a Nephilim.
So my interpretation of it, is that it was already a Nephilim. It was a Nephilim relic, and then they awakened.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But they called it also a relic as well.
Yeah.
Exchanged that also with Nephilim. So interchangeably, it might be a specific type of relic that you can have specifically.
Yeah, right. And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But I'm still bringing up the point of they did that. They conflated the two. Just
Okay.
Just as a choice, as a writing choice. Okay, I see what you're doing here.
And hey, given that Fine and Ryoko ended up being the same person, like as far as like developments and things like that, I would say that something like this could totally be on the table for.
I think it's
precedent.
It's guaranteed. Like I don't care. Like I think this is actually like the kind of thing where you set up the long form developments of Symphogear is that when you set up a world with season 1 really, and you set up a kind of an eternal conflict with Fine, you basically then have a couple choices when you do developments of that conflict. Is you have to make a choice as to how it's not going to be repetitive.
Sure.
And the way you have it generally be repetitive is you make the characters as they are, not just fight against a more difficult version of the same conflict, but have that eternal threat give something to the heroes that they have to then grapple with. And I think this development here is going to be just that. Hey, do you know why Symphogear are actually not the naturally occurring aspect of this? That they are the thing that we've kind of developed specifically to be used with humans here, but they also have this like organic and inorganic aspect to them.
And why Hibiki flipped out in season 1.
Yeah. Is that you guys are using ancient fleshy parts of semi-godlike entity things that have been grafted into your very physiology as armor.
You're Avas, but you don't know it.
Yep, you're Avas, but you don't know it. Exactly. Yeah. Yep. That's exactly what I think.
I definitely like that as an aesthetic and a potential direction for the show. I feel like it could turn into something where maybe it causes them to shift away from the musical side of the Symphogear, but maybe it's more of just like
music to keep themselves under control.
Sure,
think about it.
It's being in harmony with the inner beast or something like that.
If you think music is going to shift away from this show, like
you're
crazy.
No, of course not, right? But that's it's more of if I see something that seems like it would bring a conflict with the focus of it being on music, then makes me doubtful that will end up being the case.
Right. And given that the conflict with this instance here led to Serena having to sing in order to control and calm the Nephilim,
right?
And lead it back to its unawakened state, aka a relic, that's a very terrifying prospect, because what that could mean is that moment where Hibiki went a little bit was a lesser form of this exact same thing.
Right, which would make sense if you have just shards.
A fragment of a relic.
No, I like it.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. And they've been setting this up for a while with the way in which the relics have been changing the girls' physiology from the inside. There have been many points of showing that there is stuff growing literally all throughout their bodies.
But that was specifically with Hibiki, though, right? Because it was actually the fragment of the relic was shot inside of her, as opposed to like Tsubasa.
Oh, sorry, you're right. That's specifically Hibiki. Yeah. You're right.
And so, but that could also that distinction doesn't matter if Hibiki is going to be the main spotlight for that happening, because she's one, the main character, and two, she just lost an arm. So if something about her physicality changes in order to make it so that in season 4 and 5 we don't still have the permanent consequence of kind of a bullshit event that happened back in season 2.
Well, I think it's actually potentially going to happen in the next episode. I think what could theoretically happen is from the girls singing, or from just this event, that whatever is the unique aspect of her gear could actually awaken a bit to defend her here. And I mean, like, let's be real, like, a lot of the design of the Nephilim is very much what it looks like to have a rampant Ava, like
oh yeah,
like the ones that go after I'm not going to speak names for spoiler reasons. If you haven't seen Neon Genesis Evangelion,
check it out.
This is absolutely a show that, because NGE was also taking a lot of direct inspiration from a lot of things of its era, I think this is the kind of thing that would absolutely take inspiration from NGE. And I think I mentioned this a bunch in season 1. So,
well, and given how much more popular it is in Japan versus in the West, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the reasons for that is because it has like anime pop culture references that don't necessarily translate, because say Ava isn't as, Star Wars level popular over here as it is over there or something like that.
Yeah, I could definitely see Sympho having tons of references that we're just not picking up on. But yeah, that's a good point. Okay, we got the full context of the backstory. Serena is Maria's sister.
And that event was probably what made Fine awaken, because she was singing, correct me if I'm wrong, but that was the same superb song as Hibiki's superb song, because, it had the whole da-da-da, Fine, da,
right.
But the gear looked different.
Well, she didn't have her gear out for more than like a second or two.
No, right, but it very much had like a almost like a fairy vibe. Like it was cool looking and everything.
Oh,
but
it was absolutely different gear. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Because I like it seemed like in, I guess no, Maria would just already have Gungnir at this point, or. I don't know. That wasn't really touched on, but
I would say maybe
but the song
not,
was the same,
actually.
which feels like it's very particular, and yet I'm not positive what that means exactly.
Yeah, there's a possibility maybe that it's something where they had to harvest that gear from Serena and then give it to
Maria.
Yeah.
Like, but maybe that was just the thing of the no, this is how Maria heard the off-walking waveform or whatever, and then from then on Fine started to awaken.
Right.
But
yeah.
Dr. Vare, each episode that he's in, he just climbs on my punchable, like, want him to go down kind of list.
Yeah.
To the point that even Maria probably wants to do him in, right? Like, she doesn't want to kill people in general, but, like, he just killed he just killed 3 kids. Like that's...
Like, as long as he's constantly just jabbering on about, like, what we're actually here for is to keep the moon from crashing into the earth, and I'm like, okay, you're now valuable. Keep talking.
Right.
Give us this pointless exposition here to dissuade the girls from their true purpose and goal.
And by the way, I did like that monologue, because the idea of no. The reason FIS split is because we found out that basically America and some of the other world leaders know that the moon is going to crash into the earth and are working to save themselves but abandon humanity. That's
that's something that he put out there as a suggestion.
Right.
If they are doing that, you know?
Totally. And it could absolutely be bullshit just to throw them off their game or whatever, But if that actually is the motivation for the organization, that's pretty compelling. That's something where then it's like, okay, that does actually raise some questions. Because a lot of the times when, like, the villain will be like, monologue, we're not so different, therefore you have no reason to fight me. It's like, bullshit,
Yeah, and in this case, it was kind of the thing of where, we're not telling you our plans. I'm telling you things that just could be happening right now, and you wouldn't have any way of disproving me. Which I'm like, all right, that's helpful.
Yeah.
Because then they can just go ask Genjiro, and then Genjiro can be like, my eyebrows will fiercely interrogate the next Japanese official I see.
He just calls the noodle guy, and he just...
Is it true?
Yeah.
And he's like, I cannot resist your eyebrows. Now, I could see this being a thing
or the noodle guy's like, those bastards, they didn't tell me.
Well, I could see this being a thing where it's not really that it's going to happen anytime soon. It's that it's the idea that there's a higher likelihood than not, and that is Fine's true revenge, is that when she tried to bring the piece of the moon down on them, the inevitability was, no, the moon has now been irrevocably altered in its orbit.
Right.
And now
it's just a matter of time. Yeah.
It will eventually hit the Earth. That is a cool long-term threat, but I don't know the math and the thing as to how long it would actually take if the moon was on a slight trajectory course towards Earth. Would it then take, months? Would it then take years? Like, what? Also, I assume it would take years, but
I would think so. I mean,
we'll see.
She was able to pull an Australia-sized chunk of it, down to Earth. So, who knows? But
thankfully, it looks to be kind of stabilized. That's why there's the ring of dust and stuff around it, which is something, I guess.
But one of the other things that makes me very excited by that is that means, oh wait, are we gonna have to go to space?
Well, yeah.
Because
of course, eventually,
right? Because it took their full trio superb song to stop the chunk of the moon, right? To stop the moon itself, I don't know if they have that yet, and if they have to do something where it's like, all right, we're going to create some fusion Symphogear spaceship or something. I don't know, right? We're gonna tame the Nephilim with the power of friendship, and it's gonna become some living mothership, that takes to the stars, right? Yeah. Then that could be awesome as a potential setting for future seasons.
Sure.
Now I don't know how they'd keep the high school thing alive, right? While they're in space.
I'm ready to go to the moon. I just went in the game recently. So all right. We also had the glorious concert that they got to put on for us. The song from Kiraka and Shirabe.
That was awesome.
Kiraka and Shirabe. I really, really loved that they kind of totally upstaged Chris here, but it was mostly because they were singing a duet, which was impossible for Chris to do, you know? Really?
Yeah. But they sung Tsubasa and Kanade's song.
Tsubasa and Kanade's song, which was such a fuck you.
Oh, yeah.
That is so... so sad almost, in that it's like they don't even necessarily realize what they're doing, do they?
I think they do.
I think they do, but I think it's more of a thing of where obviously they're taking their song and they're being like, look, we can do this better.
Right.
But it's also the thing of where they're like, look, we're a duo. We can do this.
Yeah, we can do this. We serve the person who has the other Gungnir, which was the...
Kanade's
gear and all, there's layers.
There's layers of this fuck you that I don't think they're actually considering all of them.
But because of how that went, I was legitimately upset on their behalf and on Tsubasa's behalf and on my behalf when
they left before the judges.
They left before the judges said anything, but also because of that, our girls weren't able to give a response to that.
I know,
right? Because it's like, no, damn it, this was.
We don't have time for that. We gotta have Hibiki's arm cut off in 15 minutes.
Right. And the whole thing of them running away, but it's the anime run where they're not actually moving that fast through the frame. Right? Oh, we're cute girls and all that stuff, and then suddenly there's just a parade of floaties or whatever.
Whales and stuff.
And they could duck around them or go off of the main school path or
even when the mobile game story is adapted to an anime, they still are at the behest of whales.
of the paths of the map, right? But just having that for Symphogear users as the reason why
they just boing jump over it.
Right. At
anime
least for that
logic, just they can jump 30 feet in the air, right?
Even for that, you could say that it'd blow their cover, right? But they had all kinds of ways to get around it. But it's so that way the the people that are chasing them manage to catch up, and then it's all right.
It was only about 5 seconds. About 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But they weren't running fast.
It was just one of those scenes that was visually hilarious to me.
It was, yes. And we wanted to have one more moment where he would be like, what? We don't have to fight.
Let's hold hands.
And then,
And then they see that, wait a minute, maybe we actually do have a lot in common. Yep.
But, all right.
But our crew has been disarmed.
Let's see next episode. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.